And here we go again, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we take a look at an anticipated two-pack for me, at least. It is Superman versus Doomsday, Mcfarlane Toys, Target exclusive gold label. Now, it is, to me, very anticipated because it is the first time I get to add an actual Doomsday figure to my collection. Now, I do have the Devastator, which is a variation of Doomsday with Batman, you know, a whole different storyline. But this is the actual Doomsday, and by looking at it, so far it looks amazing. Superman, it is a repaint. We'll go over that one also. We have tons of Superman, but it is great to finally get my hands, at least for me, on a Doomsday. And again, just looking at it, it looks amazing. Has nice rendition in the back. I love this rendition. I don't see a ponytail, but who knows? Because that's been the talk of the Doomsday figure. But I will see for myself. I will make my own judgment on it and my own analysis. And as always, I'm going to get these figures out of the packaging, and I will be right back. All right, so we are back with the figures all opened up and out of the packaging. First of all, I love the height differential on these figures. Maybe an inch or so taller on Doomsday would have been great. But it works. It's kind of good. So I'm going to compare it to my other big figure, see how he stacks up against my other deluxe figures here. And as always, the figures always come with the standard Mcfarlane stand for both. As far as Superman, we'll go over him really quick. Actually, let's just go over the trading cards because, doesn't really. Nice rendition here. Oh, my other Superman fell apart. There you go. I love the... now, you know, it would have been great if they would have incorporated the S behind. So, yeah, see? It's not hard to do. They could have done it, but they chose not to. And you have all these artist rendition of the book at the time, and you know you have the big S. That's the whole part of it. The logo, the big S. So we'll put that to the side. Oh yeah, the bio. It's all the same. Nothing different there. So and then the Doomsday one is looking good. Looking good. I like that rendition there. Again, it's got Superman there by the cape where you can still see the S from the cape itself that they again chose not to include in here. And then you have all kinds of Titans and other superheroes laying at the bottom at his feet. So that's great. So that'll be great to recreate now with Doomsday with the other figures I have, and it has a little bio there for Doomsday. Now Superman does come with an extra set of hands, and that is it for both figures, which is the fly hands. I wish he would have had also fist. And yes, I know I got more Supermans with the same body and stuff. I might have to use the fist, but it all depends on the tone, because as you can see, this body tone is a lot different than that one. So I'm hoping that the other version of the Hush Superman, we can interact and, you know, with this figure, because I dig this figure. I like it. The only thing I don't like about this figure, besides not having the S on the back, not going to go over too much because it is the same Hush figure, you know, the angry Hush one. So, and I'll bring that into a frame soon so we can... I appreciate their attempt of making the suit ripped, but why is it that this is the only spot that they actually put paint on, and then these, it doesn't look like anything. They just like scribbles on the suit now. It would have been great if they would have added the same detail to all these places where they, nothing in the back? No, they wouldn't want to go that far. I guess that was not enough. But, you know, you understand what I'm saying, guys and girls out there. Like, you know, this is great. You know, you got him fighting. He's ripping up the uniform. And then it's like they just made dark shit. I don't know if they're shading. That was their purpose. I mean, it would have been great if they would have done the same, like, skin tone. I mean, and again, if it was skin tone, they really, like, terrible. Like, they didn't match it at all. So... and then you have one in the leg. It would have been great, but they didn't. That doesn't even look like the same skin tone. That is just terrible. I mean, you either do it or you don't. I'd rather not do it at all. But now you have all these scuffs on his suit and stuff that, I mean, they look like he, you know, Doomsday ripped them off, but it doesn't show any skin. They're just dark blue. I mean, I've never seen anywhere where you rip off a shirt and it just has a darker tone of the shirt or the uniform that you have. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Some of these joints are so loose. Let me get this going under my table. And they come right off. They're very, very loose. They're, they really don't. The figure, this one in particular, it's not as loose as some of the other last Supermans that I've been getting lately. But we'll get to Doomsday in a minute, and it's just a lot too loose. But yeah, now this figure compared to, I love the skin tone is a lot better. The eyes on it, it finally has eyes. This one, of course, he's under an evil spell, so it has some little shades of green on it. So it kind of works for it, but again, it's the same sculpt. I just like the tones on this, the skin tone on this one is pops. It stands out. So that alone, it's good. It's a great, another different painted variation of Superman. And again, I might have to touch that up and see how well I am doing some little skin tone, see if I can find something that has. Again, it does have the infected cape. I know the infected cape is ripped off, but I don't know where the hell is it. I'm not gonna dig for that right now, but it has almost that same infected cape look. This one here, I like it. It actually kind of looks a lot better than the infected one, if it is the same. Yeah, it looks a lot nicer. And then, of course, I do appreciate the, I don't know if that's actual blood on the boots. It's supposed to be blood, or it's supposed to be just dirt, or what. But, it'd be nice to have different shades of that all over the sculpt of the body. But, again, it is the infected body. It does seem a lot smaller. It's not as heavy as the Hush one, maybe because it could be the cape. But the S on it does also stand out a little bit better. Like, it has a little bit better shade of the red on it. They finally, at least they got the tights and the loops painted correctly. But yeah, that's it. I mean, again, I'm not gonna dwell too much on Superman. There's just some things that they should have done better, but it does. It's still a great figure. So we are gonna put that to the side. Now, you know what? I'm just gonna put the stand on it because these infected bodies are a little hard to stand or keep up. So, and now Doomsday. Again, I'm happy. Let me just, might have to zoom out a little bit. I'm happy I got one. I am not happy that the figure is, I mean, look at that. I mean, that is terrible. I mean, look. I mean, that is terrible. I mean, it's just, look at that. I mean, man, that is, and another thing is that it was inside the packaging like that. So I am going to have to find a way or put something under there, because I know it's in the back, but man, it's annoying to know that it's there. And then that piece there kind of goes under. I don't want to, like it, man, the diaper, I would have preferred them do it in plastic. I mean, see, it is, the sculpt of the figure is amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. I dig the ponytail. I know I don't remember. I'm going to have to go back and watch the thing or read the book. I don't remember him having a ponytail. So this might be like another version, or it could be a gold label version. And then, he might come up with another version like he always does, a deluxe figure. I mean, the chest is caved in. I don't remember him having a caved in chest. So it's like the Devastator body, but it kind of reminds me of the Darkseid body with the caved in part of the chest there. I mean, he has no pecs at all. They're all sunken in. And his head kind of comes out from the pecs instead of a little bit up on there. Like, it's like all caved in. I mean, it's because Superman punched it in or whatever. But now, as far as everything else, the details on it, I mean, they are rubbery on the bones sticking out, but they are nice. It's nice detail. And you got some there. I mean, everything else is nicely done. This is a nice sculpt. The problem is the joints and on the figure again. I mean, look at that. I mean, the arms. I mean, it's just. I mean, oh man, that's. And I'm not even gonna bother picking up another one because, I mean, I've seen many other reviewers where they've had like the same problem. I think mine's is pretty bad. I mean, it is really loose, and again, that continues to bother me. It gives a new meaning to a flat ass. I mean, this is a terrible diaper that they've used. Other than that, I mean, all this, the belts and the uniform, the tear from the top. Man, I wish we could get a version of Doomsday with his thing in place, like before it gets ripped off, like at the beginning of the book, before it gets destroyed during the fight. That would have been cool. Now the face is great. It does have an articulated mouth, jaw there. That's a little awkward like that, so let's just make him normal, I guess. I like the eyes there. Again, not too crazy about the ponytail, but it kind of works. It looks good. Why they decided to put a ponytail on him, it's beyond me, but it kind of works because, you know, he's got the boy shorts and little bicycle shorts, and, you know, it's like a surfer version of Doomsday. I would have loved another fist hand, but no. I mean, man, you touch it and it just goes all over the place. But it's good. Everything else is good, man. The sculpt on it. I mean, look at that. The spine coming out there. I don't know what this could be. Is that part of the spine too? No, that's, man, look at all that. I mean, the details, the texture on the skin. I mean, they nail. I don't remember seeing him with a cave chest, so I don't know what happened there. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Might have to go and dig up where I have a Devastator and do a quick short and compare them. I know the Devastator's smaller. He's not really that tall, but they did a better job as far as the chest, and that, man, this just looks terrible. That's gonna, man. Oh, but I mean, I even like the boots. It is a great sculpt figure, great detail. I'm just not crazy about how loose and limbs, and I mean, man, it's like they were playing with the figure before they packed it or something. I don't know. But again, I'm still happy I got a Doomsday. I'm not happy because some of the things on it, but I am happy with the Doomsday. It's a great figure. I mean, look at it. Even the forehead. I mean, man, look at that. All those spikes around the face. I mean, it all makes sense. The tones, the body, the shades from one side to the other on the bones, they work. It is a great figure. They just need to quality control these joints, and so it's not such. I don't know. Is it because it is heavy? Could that be a part of it? While they're packaging it so heavy that it just moves all over the place. But hey, we've gotten heavier figures before, and they are not this loose at all. So anyway, height-wise, let's see how he compares to one of my tallest figure to date. So let me bring that figure on and see how it stacks against this duo here. Yeah, Swamp Thing is bigger. I know he's on 2 stands, and the only reason I have him in 2 stands is because of my display. I have it, you know, it's a detolf, but I also have dogs that are always running around and bumping into them, and sometimes they knock some of the figures, so I didn't want this particular Swamp Thing to, you know, fall over and end up knocking like a whole shelf. But as you can see, he is pretty big, but, you know, Swamp Thing is still, which is a great figure, is still one of the tallest figure that to date. As far as scaling, I don't know how accurate it would have been. I don't remember Swamp Thing being that big, but it's still dwarfed over Doomsday, which is an incredibly tall figure. And yeah, here he is next to the Infected Superman, the original infected body sculpt. And it is the same cape. So I was right. Every detail on it, every, you know, so that solves that. I wasn't too sure. I mean, it's almost like the, what is that, death Death Superman or Dead Superman from the but anyway, but yeah, again, I don't know if it's just me or how it's a little thinner compared to that. So maybe they're adjusting the body a little bit better, which if they do, that's a great thing. If they, you know, just thin them down a little bit more so it doesn't look too bulking. But it is the same body anyway. But again, I was right. So again, I'm sure not the only one that I wish that more Supermans came with the S in the back on any figures or any other figures. I mean, if you're gonna do this version of Superman, old school, the version that I grew up with, it would have been great to always have an S. And that's the only thing that is I take away from this here. You have it in the box of the box. You have it in the card. Even Superman's card is just the, you know, Superman cape with the S. That's the symbolic of the book itself. So it would have been great to do, you know, an S in the back. And another thing would have been the icing of the cake if we would have got a little stand, a little flag, you know, plastic thing of this, you know, a little stand where you can put that on display. That would have been great too. But, you know, that's just me wishful thinking. But again, guys, as always, thank you for stopping by. Again, these are two great figures. This is another great version of Superman. Doomsday, we have been waiting for it. So it is an amazing, amazing figure. The limbs are just way too loose for my liking. So I'm hoping going forward, if we are going to get more versions, which we probably will anyway, of the Doomsday figure, that they do a little bit better as far as making the joints a little bit more sturdier. They don't have to be perfect. I mean, we would like them to be perfect, but at least a lot more sturdier than what my figure came out to. And again, I've seen many before, and I've seen other videos of other people, and I've known that they've also had issues. I was hoping that my figure wasn't as bad, but to me, now when I think about it, it looks a little bit worse than what I've seen other people. So anyway, that's going to be the end of my ranting and the end of the video. So guys, thank you as always. Hit the subscribe and notifications so you can get update. Lately, I've been opening a lot of Supermans because, you know, they've released quite a few. Mcfarlane has released a lot. And I do have some more coming along with some other figures, Robin and so on, and Green Lantern and so on. So stay tuned to the channel for those coming up. And as always, continue to support each other. Continue to be a fine figure. And I will always see you later.